Alright, you read the title, you know what this video is about. This is the types of teachers you'll encounter in high school. I made all the videos about students. It's time for the teachers. Let's get into it. Number one, and starting off here, we have the dinosaur. You know this guy? He's been teaching at your school since forever, okay? He's old. This guy shared a desk with Jesus growing up. He's anywhere from 60 to 100 years old. Now, I would say 80% of the time you encounter a teacher like this, he or she is incredibly tapped out and is yearning for death. Their final moments are near, and they are just continuing the path that they embarked on however many years ago. And it's kind of sad, you know, they should really be in a nursing home or something that isn't teaching. Like, from the time they started to now, the curriculum has changed so much that they're no longer even, like, qualified to do the job they signed up to do. They don't know how the fuck to use computers, you know? Like, you ask them a question about anything, you know, they say, look it up. This guy still thinks dial-up and MySpace is cutting edge, and clearly has not evolved past, like, I don't know, the 1900s. Oftentimes, they so clearly are tapped out and don't give a fuck about what they're teaching, but somehow still find a way to get mad at small inconveniences. Frustration and anger are the only emotions left that they can truly feel, but at the same time, you gotta respect them for coming back to the same job year after year. Whether that's because they're genuinely passionate about teaching or they just don't have any other options, I mean, it's still a good outcome. These fossils are putting up with this whiny Gen Alpha iPad generation, and that is a task that few are capable of doing. Alright, next up we got the chill AF teacher. This one teacher is like one accidental nap away from being considered a student. They let you eat in class, use your phone, and show movies like it's their personal Netflix account. Homework is also optional for some reason. It's basically not even a class. It's like a free period and an easy A. These classes are kind of clutch if your GPA is struggling and you just need something to get it up. This class will just be there for free. But there are some circumstances where you're conflicted because the teacher is super chill and doesn't really seem to care about assignments or things like that, but because it is a class and you need to report grades and you need to have things to base the grades off of, you're still given tests. And so you can be in a position where you've been given the impression that you don't have to study because homework is optional and every single class period you're watching movies, but then out of nowhere with a 3-day notice, you're told that there's a 50-point test on like Friday and you're fucked. The only thing you can truly hope for in this circumstance is that the questions are all going to be multiple choice, you know, by which you can use process of elimination to hopefully save your grade. But there's many cases where the chill AF teacher ends up producing a class of failing students because there is no study guide, because there is no notes, because there are no lectures. You're cooked from the start. You really just gotta like do your own research onto the topic you're being taught. But depending on the circumstance, you're either gonna have a great time and cruise very easily throughout this class, or you might be cooked. Alright, moving on here, we have the super strict drill sergeant. On the other end of the spectrum, and the exact opposite than the chill AF teacher, we've got this person. They're on their class like a boot camp. You walk in 10 seconds late? Yeah, that's the death sentence. You're going to the principal's office and getting a strongly worded phone call home. This is the class where if you want to use the bathroom, you have to send a prayer to God before asking the teacher. You're gonna be told, hold it, or is it an emergency? Like, bro, you gotta really know my activities like that. Like, you really want like a status tracker of my bowel movements? It's so insane, and this wasn't in high school, but in middle school, we had a teacher who kept a tracker of how many times kids were using the bathroom. There was a piece of paper that you'd have to fill out every time you left class, and at the end of the week, the kid with the least amount of times leaving class, even, you know, it doesn't matter why, like if you broke your hand or something, if you were the least amount of times out of class, you got a prize of some sort, like, oh, 1 free homework pass. What an insane concept. You're literally incentivizing children to damage their bladder so they might get a better grade or something. It's pretty ridiculous. Are you having a deathly allergic reaction to peanut butter in the back of the class? Well, you know, if you leave this time, you're gonna lose and not get that free homework pass. Would you rather be alive with a B+ or die with an A-? Oh, and you forgot your pencil? Well, may as well pack it up and go home because they're acting like that's the greatest crime you've ever committed. Well, you're not prepared for class. You know, life doesn't wait for you to be prepared. Okay, relax. I'm just trying to pass biology, not prepare for war. What's that? Your phone is going off in the middle of class? It's your mom crying because your father got hit by a car? No phones in class. It's legitimately psychopathic behavior to a certain point. There could be a school shooting where there are bullets flying in the hallway, and the teacher would not pause the video he's playing by saying some shit like, no, you want to see this will be on the test. Bro, we're gonna die. Sure, the Europeans loved that joke. Hey, you guys are not safe. We're gonna come out with the types of British people like in a week or so. Anyone can catch free smoke. I'm not holding back. You Brits get so comfortable, you know, making fun of Americans. Oh, shit, you know, my maths class. Don't you guys eat like Bovril on wheat? Don't you wake up and eat like fucking raw potatoes? All right, next up we got the English teacher who is somehow never in class. That's the one teacher you barely see all year because they're constantly out on some kind of leave. Maternity leave, sick leave, jury duty, mental health days. You name it, they've taken it. You'll walk into class and see a random substitute and be like, who even teaches this class? They've been quote unquote temporarily replaced so many times that the substitutes basically have tenure at this point. You spend more time with the stand-ins than you do with the actual teacher. It's like, Miss Thompson, I'm so glad you're back, but I already have a bond with Mrs. Jenkins, the substitute. She's been here so long that she may as well have been the one grading my essays. And every time they do come back, they act like they've missed so much when they've really been MIA for half the semester. They show up with a new syllabus and a whole stack of assignments thinking they're gonna catch you up in 2 weeks. Like, you didn't just ghost the entire class for months. Sorry, but you can't just drop in like, hey guys, let's pick up where we left off in Catcher of the Rye. Man, the last teacher already made us finish that. We've moved on to Shakespeare's Hamlet. You spend the rest of the year piecing together whatever fragmented lessons you've had, and by the end you're like, did I even learn anything? Or did we just survive another semester of pure chaos? But hey, props to her for raking up all that paid leave, and I'm not even mad, I'm just impressed. English teachers may have been the only ones who actually got upset during quarantine when there was over-the-phone teaching with Zoom and stuff, because it meant they couldn't just magically disappear for months. Like, wait, I have to log in and actually be here? This ruins my whole system. Alright, next up we have the younger teacher who wants to be your friend. Oftentimes these guys are fresh college grads who are still figuring out if they want to be a teacher or not, and they do like a first year or something as an experiment, and they oftentimes just try to be the buddies of the seniors or juniors, which isn't exactly bad, but it can be kind of awkward and weird sometimes when they are the age of your brother in some cases. They'll drop some slang so nonchalantly that it really makes you question if this guy is the teacher or a student just role-playing. Teacher, can we not have homework? It's the new season of Fortnite. I bet, I got you. Well, hold on. What do you mean, I bet? You're supposed to say, okay, yeah, I can work that out. Like, it's kind of cool at first, but then you realize they have no control over the class. They want to be liked so bad that they forget they're supposed to teach. You're sitting there like, am I supposed to learn anything, or are we just vibing today? Sort of like the chill AF teacher, but you realize these people are so young, they still yearn for social validation from people within 5 years of age. And because in some cases, they're like 23 to 25, their prefrontal cortex hasn't fully formed, so they're just looking for a good time in a lot of cases. Dude, we had one teacher who was temporarily suspended because he was playing video games with students outside of class, and some kid recorded him while he was flaming some guy in VC. It was COD or some shit like that. And Teach was cooking this motherfucker, rightly so, but some guy recorded it and posted it, and faculties found out about it, suspended him, which is like so lame because the teacher was fucking awesome. Like, you know, obviously should that be the relationship you have with your teacher? You know, a buddy you can play games with? No. But I think you can request for some level of professionalism from your teachers, and also not be a whiny bitch at the same time that snitches on them and tries to basically fucking cancel them. Like, you're lame as shit for that, bro. Anyway, those are the different types of teachers you'll see in high school. I definitely missed a few, so if you want a part 2, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys a lot. I got new videos coming out really soon, and see you guys later. Bye.